Welcome everybody to the February 11th, 2014 board meeting. Thank you for coming out. I know it's bad weather and I appreciate everybody taking the time to be here anyway. We'll go ahead and get started. We'll have the invocation by Commissioner Holberg and the Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Ward.
Please join us in prayer. Father, we're here today to ask for your blessings and guidance in the performance of our duties as elected officials. We pray for strength, love, knowledge, and understanding. Help us to recognize and solve the problems that are presented. Make our solutions fair and just to the best interest of everyone. Help us to overcome our shortcomings and keep us united as a team to work for the betterment of the city and its people. We pray in your name. Amen.
Amen. Please face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I see we have an amendment to the agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we amend the agenda by adding item 16, I quote, direct MEAG Power to add $465,656.50 to the January MEAG bill to offset 50% of the January combined cycle gas capacity sales margins and deposit this amount in Griffin's flexible operating account short-term portfolio. The remaining $465,656.50 will be applied as a credit to the January MEAG bill.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Todd, seconded. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Amended. Okay, item number 1, recognize Joseph Johnson with the Public Works, Water, and Wastewater Department as the December 2013 Strongest Link Award recipient. Dr. Kelly.
Good evening. Nice seeing y'all again. Stand right here, buddy. Engineers aren't known to be a little bit bashful. In December, we nominated Joseph. He's been here a little bit over a year and a half. He's our new deputy director for water and wastewater. He's an engineer. He's registered in Georgia and Virginia. And he's a pretty creative individual. He keeps me in check anyways. But anyways, at the end of the day, Joseph's been able to do a lot of different things. He's spearheading the AMI for us on the water side. He's also started the leak correlation program, which we talked about when we purchased that big correlator that everybody asked about. He's implementing a lot of programs here and following through. His schedule's about a year and a half on projects right now. And he's going to lead the charge on non-revenue water to help me out while I fight some of the political battles within the region. But Joseph was nominated. He's a good guy. He lives over in Fayetteville. He's got 2 kids. But Joseph is really a bright individual. If I can get the sandpaper out on a couple of things, we'll be good to go over the next couple of years, as Kenny would say to me. Okay, so he's a good guy, and he is the link in the chain. And Chuck, who's on call already, coming up in his bright uniform. You are now officially the link in the chain, brother.
Good job. Okay, great job. Item number 2, recognize Todd Pratt with the Information Technology Department as 2013 Strongest Link Award recipient. Jack Poland will address.
Well, it's been a while. I'll have to say that I take great pride in standing up here tonight because Todd not only won July's Strongest Link in the Chain, but also through his diligence and just Todd, being the employee he is, was recognized for the year. And I think that says a lot for Todd. I brought Todd to Griffin. I've kind of stole him away from racetrack about a little over 3 years ago. I said it's the last time. Came in my office with so much energy and said, I want this job. And you know, when you look at someone with that kind of energy and you know that, you know, he's got it. And he's never stopped since he's been with the city. Todd's done a great job with our web. He's basically redesigned the website. Was one of the first to really get us going with a lot of the social media. And the SharePoint, the intranet, he picked it up extremely fast. And I guess if I could say anything about Todd, there's nothing I have not given Todd why he just doesn't excel. And this is the kind of employee that absolutely will make any city stand out. And I can't say enough about Todd because, you know, when you got a good employee, you like to smile and say, lucky man on earth, particularly when you got people like this backing you. So Todd, I'd like to present to you the Strongest Link in the Chain Award for 2013 and say congratulations. Well deserved.
I think Todd's got his family back there tonight too, if we want to recognize them, Todd.
Well, and you know, usually Todd brings little Jackson up, so it kind of triggers me to say the family's here, but I need to say that Todd is going to have a great baby girl, okay? And we're telling him he's got to hold off on the ice, and she's got to hold off at least 3 days, we hope. But and Jackson, but Holly, little Jackson back there, go ahead.
Yeah, she's pregnant. We weren't sure we were going to make it tonight, so I told Mr. Smith. We don't know, and there he is. But no, you know, I'm appreciative of the award. Thank you to Miss Judy for the nomination and Jack for the opportunity just to work here and get it. My wife and my son, and you know, we got a lot of people in the IT department that if they didn't do what they did, I couldn't do what I do. So I keep getting recognized. I'm like the pretty face, but we're a department that all works really hard. So
Hey, we'll agree with
thank you.
that.
All right, well, congratulations, Todd, on the excellent achievement. I think we can all pretty much tell that he's not one that takes just typical job responsibilities. He actually goes and seeks out those extra things to do, so we're appreciative of your service. All right, item number 3, consider a proclamation recognizing Arbor Day on Friday, February 21st, 2014, in the city of Griffin.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve said proclamation.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, and Commissioner Flowers. Do we have anybody? Okay. Hey, Israel.
Good. Whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees. And whereas this holiday, called Arbor Day, was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. And whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world. And whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, reduce heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce oxygen, provide habitat for wildlife, and reduce stormwater runoff. And whereas trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. Trees in our city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community, and wherever they are planted are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. And whereas the City of Griffin has appointed an environmental council to facilitate and oversee the planting of trees in the city. And whereas the city has pruned and mulched trees throughout the city's right-of-way. And whereas the City of Griffin has been recognized as a Tree City USA by the National Arbor Day Foundation and desires to continue its tree planting ways. Now, therefore, be it resolved resolved that Board of Commissioners of the City of Griffin do hereby proclaim Friday, February 21st, 2014 as Arbor Day in the City of Griffin, and urge all citizens to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands and to support our city's urban forestry program and to plant trees to promote the well-being of present and future generations. This, the 11th day of February 2014, signed Ryan McLemore, Chairman, and Kenny Smith, City Manager. Two of us in the picture? Okay.
Do you have any?
I just wanted to say that the event will be held at 10 a.m. at the Healthy Life Community Center on North 3rd Street.
What date?
Friday, February 21st.
10 o'clock on 3rd Street, okay. Thank y'all for all y'all do. It's great to see the trees continually going up and then the little pink toe tags on the ones that are going down.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, at this time, the chairperson opens the floor to comments from the audience. Comments should relate to a specific agenda item not listed on the agenda for a public hearing or to a concern within the jurisdiction of the city. Commission meetings serve the purpose of conducting city business and are not a forum for the unlimited expression of opinion. Chairperson reserves the right to limit comments to matters germane to city business and may refer speakers to the city manager or other staff for resolution. Do I have anyone on my left side that would like to come and speak to the board? Okay. Anyone on the right side? Mr. Pruitt.
My name's Carl Pruitt, and live at 124 Oaks. I'm president of the Four Oaks Homeowners Association. On January 23rd, we had our annual Four Oaks Homeowners Association meeting at the First Methodist Church and invited Morris Pike from the Griffin Police Department to come and talk to our neighborhood about the Neighborhood Watch program. Mr. Pike brought several other officers with him, including Officer Trey Williams and his dog Jake, who put on a nimble show, jumping up and down on some tables and showing us a few little tricks that the dogs learn. They gave us a tremendous amount of information at this hour-long or so meeting that we had. And I wanted to come publicly to thank Morris Pike. Along with him, Chief Strickland was there, Kenny Smith, and thank Commissioner Holberg for attending. A lot of valuable information was gleaned from that. Ways to keep your community safer, simple tips and simple little ideas that you may not have thought of. And I just wanted to come thank all of y'all, and particularly Chief Strickland, Morris Pike, and the police department for having this program. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Pruitt. We always appreciate people taking the opportunity to highlight the good things as well, and I know they appreciate that. Do I have anyone else on the right side that would like to speak? Okay. We have no public hearings, so we'll move right on into the consent agenda.
Unless someone has any corrections or additions, I move that we approve the consent agenda, the minutes as published.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Okay, item number 5. Consider first reading of an ordinance amending the Code of Griffin, Georgia, Chapter 78, Streets, Sidewalks, and Other Public Places, Article 3, Parades and Demonstrations, by deleting the present article in its entirety and adopting in lieu thereof a new comprehensive regulatory scheme defining parades and other forms of street demonstrations for which a permit is required. Chief Strickland will address.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Not a whole lot of change other than we've had some state regulations come down from the Georgia Department of Transportation, and they have given us a window of 2 weeks' notice. So we had to move the application permit to 30 days so we could get 2 weeks' notice to be able to get the liability letter from the Georgia Department of Transportation to get these things approved on state highways.
Drew, did you have anything to?
No, that explains it.
Okay.
We have had some complaints
I guess this past year in particular, because it just so happened we had more parades than usual, and they do tend sometimes to cause some traffic problems and the dates and times, but we really didn't change the ordinance. We did, through some of those complaints, realize that maybe we weren't using the ordinance to its advantage and maybe wasn't following it as closely as we should with the place that the parade should start, where they should end. So we're actually going to try to use the ordinance to our advantage a little more. And we did make minor changes in it to make it better, but the main thing is we really need to go by it a little better than we have in the past.
Is there a fee for the parade? Is there a fee for the parade permit?
There's not. We did put in the ordinance the possibility of charging if we have a parade that has an inordinate amount of police requirements or something like that. We do have that option, but under our current configurations of parades we have now, we don't anticipate there being charged.
Can we look at potentially, and it may not be politically correct, but it becomes very dysfunctional on Thursdays and Tuesdays and Wednesday afternoons in terms of the business atmosphere of downtown Griffin when the parades happen, where we can target the parades to just weekends or potentially to a different location, such as the loop of City Park.
The reason it's currently like that, and has been like that for a number of years, is the First Amendment implications. There are some street demonstrations more so than parades. I mean, usually a parade is a festive celebration of some sort, but it could be a political march or something that somebody wants to hold. We can't seriously infringe upon their exercise of First Amendment rights. So that's why we, earlier years ago, we worked out with DOT. Our primary parade route is Taylor Street, which is a state route. So not only do they have to get a permit from the city, they also have to get one from DOT. And that's the process that's now taking longer to secure the state permit. But we tried to set some time parameters and day parameters to not just leave it wide open and yet not overly encumber the process.
For the most part, historically, we've always had parades around on Thursdays at 4 p.m. And most of it's homecoming parades from the schools, and 4th of July, Christmas parade, which we have now moved to the evening. And, you know.
But downtown shuts down when it happens. I mean,
yes.
It becomes it's just a nightmare. Moving it to like
Griffin loves a parade, that's all I can tell you.
Well, I have to second Mr. Holberg's comments. I hate to rain on anybody's parade, but we had so many this year. I had several complaints from business people that said they're just out of business for 2-3 hours or more with the barricades and blocked, and they've had enough parades. We need to.
The homecoming parades were the loop of City Park. Kids and everybody could do their floats, and or Poplar Street or something that we get it off the main. Just thought for consideration.
Okay, well, I guess we'll go ahead and take a vote to put it on first reading. And
if no objection, then I move that we approve on first reading this amended ordinance, Chapter 78.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor of putting on first reading, please raise your hand. Unanimous. Okay, item number 6. Consider for approval of an employee lease agreement between the City of Griffin and the Griffin Spalding Airport Authority. Also consider for approval an intergovernmental services agreement between the City of Griffin and the Griffin Spalding Airport Authority.
May I make a word of explanation? As those who mostly know, the airport authority is becoming the operational control of the airport. This takes the same employees and the same services provided by the city, and by lease agreement and services agreement, technically leases those employees to the airport authority for the operation and agrees the city perform those previous operations like personnel and purchasing and all that. So same operation is now under the Airport Authority budget and not the city's budget. And I move that we approve the lease agreement and intergovernmental agreement as presented.
And I second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Well,
It's under the airport authority budget, but the city still furnish the money.
City and county furnish the
Yes,
money.
city and county still furnish the
Yeah,
money.
that's same.
Okay.
are we gonna have any kind of issue with the termination part of not less than 6 months prior to the effective date? And I noticed it said it had term in 9 years, 6 months commencing January 2014, notice upon unless sooner terminated based upon written notice given the other party not less than 6 months prior to the stated effective date. Is that?
I thought it was 60 days.
That was designed mainly just not to leave everybody hanging out here.
I mean, is 6 months still too short of a time period? Should there, is it a matter of that any?
Plans for it properly and discusses it beforehand. I don't think it's too short, though. I think it's sufficient time. I mean, I don't know why you would want to terminate unless something goes real bad wrong out there.
Right, or, I mean, it's basically two government entities and one can hold the other one up for any reason as long as they give 6 months notice. So, I don't know if there's a dynamic of why you would want to have that at all in there.
Well,
Without any kind of termination.
I think you almost have to leave it out of some kind. I don't think it's a realistic, but it was put in, and I have no problem with it. So.
Okay. Is there any other discussion or questions? Marcus?
Yes, Marcus?
Just one point of reference, if I may ask that you reference the financial management program policy, that you adopt that as well in this conversation, if we may include that language.
That's down the road here, isn't it? Or is it?
It's part of this agenda item.
Right.
Okay, so you want me to add the financial management policy as part of my three-part now motion, is that correct?
Yes, please.
All right.
Where's that at?
You got me here, Marcus.
What's the wording need to be on the?
Yeah, because it's not listed on the other. It was listed on something that we had, but not this.
There is a document attached that says Financial Management Program, Component Units, Griffin Spalding County Airport Authority, and in that document it specifies the accounting policy and procedures just generally governing the component units, and more specifically it addresses the Griffin Spalding Airport.
Okay, that's part of the Intergovernmental Services Agreement.
So if it's referenced, as long as we adopt the program, then we'll include that
So
as
be
well.
it.
Okay.
Thank you.
And I'll second.
Okay, a motion, Commissioner Todd seconded.
Okay.
No further discussion. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Okay, item number 7, consider approval of a consolidated bulk buy for the purchase of 27 vehicle rugged mobile data terminals, tough books, and docking stations for the police department from the CDWG Georgia State contract. The IT equipment will be purchased under the city's life cycle management program, amount of $67,392.54, and Jack Poland will address.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve this, and
Okay, I have a motion.
Second.
Okay.
if I understand right, this is now, all this goes over our Wi-Fi system and not part of 800 megahertz. I learned that
Not at the moment.
not the moment.
Not at the moment.
I beg your pardon, I didn't learn it.
Correct. No, these 27 MDTs we're working right now with the Public Safety System, OSSI, to try to get them over connected to GCIC to bypass that, but we're working on that. But yes, we're hoping they will.
Okay. I'm ahead of myself then. Well, my motion stands regardless.
Okay. Any other questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number 8, consider for approval the purchase of a 2014 Ford Explorer from Speedway Ford from state contract in the amount of $25,278.90 for the Fire Prevention Division. Installation of lights, radio, and siren by Transcom in the amount of $2,400. lettering of vehicle by Signcraft in the amount of $600, and declare unit number 311 as surplus and advertise on govdeals.com, or gov.deals for sale. Tommy Jones will address.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the purchase and the listing on GovDeals as presented.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner McCord seconds. Any discussion or questions for Mr. Terry? Hearing none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number 9, consider an expedited enforcement compliance order agreement with Georgia Environmental Protection Division for 4 unpermitted discharges to waters of the state and pay the restitution of $2,500 for the Public Works and Utilities Department. Dr. Keller will address.
I move we approve.
Second.
I have a motion, second. Any discussion or questions?
First ones you've had in a long time, isn't it?
Yeah, it took about 15 months for a final to get it. They accumulate over a period of time. It started in March of 12 and it ended up last year. We had to do the grease and rags, 3 of them at apartment complexes.
Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand.
They keep our grease and rags or give them back to us?
There, somewhere they don't.
Okay. Item number 10, consider for approval a task order form to Paragon Consulting Group for the design, engineering, and construction management of the upgrade of lift station number 8 and the extension of the force main in the amount of $48,900.
So moved.
Have a motion and a second from Commissioner Ward. Any questions?
Yes, I do. I couldn't tell from any of this where this work is.
Okay, well, now that it's officially been released, it's an ACOM building.
Okay.
We had to expedite the action in order to meet the
So
schedule.
this is one and the same we discussed today?
Yes, sir.
All right,
That's
I got
correct.
it. Okay, thank you.
Okay. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Unanimous. Item number 11, consider approval of an agreement with Manley Acquisition Services for the acquisition, relocation, and rights-of-way for the 2008 SPLOST project for the intersection improvement of North Hill Street and North 6th Street for the Public Works and Utilities Department. Dr. Keller will address.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Yes, second.
Second. Any discussion?
Let's go.
Yep, ready to go, right?
Get that project going.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number 12, award the bid and construction contract to Sunbelt Pools of Georgia for the renovation of the city pool pump house in the amount of $27,536 for the Public Works and Utilities Department. Dr. Keller will address.
I move we approve.
I have a motion.
I second.
And second, Commissioner Ward. Any discussion or questions?
Sort of. Clearly it says pool pump house, but in layman's terms, this means what?
It's where the pumps are. We're relocating the pumps and the electrical panel above grade. When they built the pool in 1971, for some reason, they put the pumps below grade, so when it floods, the pump floods, the electrical panel floods. What we're doing is filling in the hole, putting a new building on the top, elevating the pumps, new pumps, and putting new electrical control panel inside the building.
Is this what happened to the pool this past summer?
This has happened several summers.
Okay, so this should alleviate,
Should.
okay.
And we basically allocated $40,000 contingency, and the bid came in at $27,000.
I'm glad you noticed that.
536.
You're going to insulate the building so it won't freeze?
Use the extra money to upgrade the restrooms.
Yes,
That's what the pool's for.
Not technically, but I know what you're saying.
That's what Rodney told me.
Okay. Any other questions for Dr. Keller? All right. Hearing none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. That's terrible.
Okay, well.
Okay, item number 13, consider approval to purchase the 2014 Ford F-150 from Speedway Ford in the state contracted amount of $20,758. Unit replaces 1999 Dodge Dakota to be declared surplus and placed on the GovDeals site.
Make motion approved.
Have a motion approved. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Ward seconded.
Okay.
Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Unanimous. Item number 14, consider approval to purchase an AP30 phase identifier unit from EDM International in the amount of $17,480. Director Bill Bosch will address.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second, I have a question. One of the issues I heard with our electric system when we talked originally about the rebuild is that when a major line goes down and forks off, the unbalancing of the phases, like a street with an A phase on it gets overbuilt. And is this the equipment that sorts all that out, or is that something different?
No, and the majority of, I would say all of our circuits are all balanced. But when you do have an outage on one phase, it creates an imbalance, and sometimes we have to switch around that. But this is actually, it puts out a pulse. So when we do hot work without taking, say if we're just doing normal maintenance and we're actually working the lines hot, it puts out a pulse, and there's three phases, A, B, and C, and A, B, and C always have to be together. So you match the pulses up, and that allows us to make sure, because you put A with B, then we have a big boom. So, big boom.
Okay, so they can work hot, and this tells them.
Right, this puts pulses throughout the entire system, and then we have equipment on the trucks that reads those pulses.
Okay, I understand.
Okay, any other questions?
Good luck tonight.
Hearing none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number 15, consider the purchase of 400 new 96-gallon residential refuse carts from Schaefer, Inc., the sole source provider for use in the residential division of the Solid Waste Department, for a total price of $20,337, which is $49 each.
Make a motion to approve the purchase.
Have a motion approved. Do I have a second?
I have a question, comment.
Do I have a second?
The 96 gallons is the biggie, the greens. You know, I think many of us, particularly older folks, know families, that's a monster refuse cart for very little waste. I wish my carts reversed. The blue one was the big one and the green one was the little one.
I do too. I wish all of them.
You're not buying any little green ones just for regular waste for us.
Right now,
folks don't need those big ones.
I understand, and right now we have probably in the system, I can pull 125 to 150 of the 35-gallon containers out, replace them, because see, we're down to nothing on our containers. So I've been putting everything out that we have for new people that move in and replacement containers. But with the purchase of the larger containers, we can put those at the homes with people with larger families and stuff, and that would free up some of the smaller containers, whereas folks like yourself and some of the others would have access to that smaller container.
Okay, I didn't know you had any smaller.
Yeah, we do. We have 64. Actually, they're 64-gallon containers, and right now, with using everything we've had those out, but we'll get them back in as we replace them with the larger ones with folks with children and with larger families, and those will be available.
For a little green, I don't need that great big one.
Okay.
Were you the second, Commissioner?
Yes.
Okay. I have a motion second. Any other questions? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, item number 16, direct MEAG power to add $465,656.50 to the January MEAG bill to offset 50% of January combined cycle gas capacity sales margins, and deposit this amount in Griffin's flexible operating account short-term portfolio. Remaining $465,656.50 will be applied as a credit to the January MEAG bill. Director Bill Bosch will address.
Move that we approve.
Is this a windfall?
I second that.
I have a motion and a second. Go ahead.
Yeah, yes. Is that a question?
It is.
Is this something that this is normal amount, or is
We've
this
been
a windfall?
busy with the cold weather. We have reorganized some of our fuel portfolio, and for those 3 or 4 days of cold weather in December and January, we were able to move some things around, and these are actually unplanned off-system sales to the total of about $931,000.
Wow. Wow, great.
Unbelievable. And we're doing good this month too, so. But we wanted to be responsible and apply that to the, half of it to the MEAG bill and the other half for emergencies in the short term.
You might use that tonight.
Maybe.
Hope not.
Okay, any other questions?
Awesome.
Hearing none, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Unanimous. Okay, that wraps everything up for that. The regular agenda, city manager's report.
I've said a couple of times today, and I really can't say enough accolades about our staff. You heard it all day long today about the many projects we've got progressing, and with the recognition of the two guys here tonight, two of our younger upcoming guys that are out there, we've really got some outstanding employees, and I think that's pretty evident to you from what you've seen today, and I certainly hope that the public is in tune to some of the projects we've got going on and the level of employees that it takes to make those projects come to fruition. And I'm excited, even though they don't like to hang around for city commission meetings. I wanted to congratulate Joseph and Todd that they skipped out, but our guys really do a heck of a job, and I know you guys realize that, and I really want the public to realize that. And congratulate especially Todd on his recognition for Employee of the Year. We are storm ready. As ready as we can possibly be. I know there's been a lot of information put out the last couple of days about what's to be expected, and of course you never know, but all of our crews are ready. We've got everything staged. We're as ready as we can be. Of course, naturally, if we get half an inch to an inch of ice and wind, we're going to have problems. But our electrical crews, our public works crews, everybody is on standby and everybody is ready. With that said, we have put out a notice that City Hall will be closed tomorrow all day, as will the county offices. School system's closed Wednesday and Thursday. We're going to play Thursday by ear, see what happens tomorrow and tomorrow night, and we'll make a call on what time to open Thursday, if at all, sometime late tomorrow after we've had a chance to evaluate the situation. We'll put that information on our website, on our Facebook page. We'll notify the local media concerning Thursday, but as of right now, everything will be closed on Wednesday, except for our essential services that we'll have out. In addition to that, City Court's been canceled already for Thursday. The judge went ahead and canceled court for Thursday morning. The Land Bank Authority meeting scheduled for Thursday has already been canceled, and the Development Authority meeting scheduled for Thursday has been canceled as well. So staff will be available as long as our handy-dandy devices here will keep power. We'll be available by email, phone, text, ever how you need to get in touch with us. And of course, our systems operations center downstairs is staffed and will be fully staffed for emergency calls, and of course the non-emergency and emergency numbers at 911. So we're geared up and ready to go, and hope we don't need it. And unless there are some questions, that's all I have.
Drew?
Stay warm.
Commissioner McCord?
I want to thank the citizens of Griffin for allowing me to attend the Mayor's Day Convention held January 25th. I attended class with the mayor and Ms. Flowers, who was our spokesperson throughout the class, making citizen engagement work. So she's got a big report that she's going to tell us all about what we learned in the class.
Did you throw Core under the bus?
Yeah, I was thinking of the bus.
And I also had an opportunity to attend the Sunday morning District 4, 6, and 8 caucus that was chaired by the mayor of Zebulon. And just a reminder to everyone to stay safe, according to the mayor of Atlanta. Wherever you are tonight at 12 o'clock, that's where you'll be for the next 2 days. So hopefully you can.
Thank you. Kasim, spokesman.
Why?
Is the transit feasibility study canceled? Did you mention that as well for Thursday?
That decision hasn't been made yet. We're going to probably make that decision tomorrow.
That's at 7 o'clock, right? At here? 6 o'clock here in this room.
Thursday as of now.
As of now, okay.
Chances are it may not be, but we'll wait
Okay.
and see. We'll get that notice out.
Okay. Commissioner Moore?
I'm going to echo something Kenny said. When I listened to our staff today and all the projects they're working on, thinking outside the box and making things better, I am extraordinarily pleased and amazed always by that team. And I want to congratulate Kenny and all the managers for the excellent job that they do. I think we have the finest team you could have. Also, it's interesting you brought up Commissioner Flowers' name because I thought we had a wonderful, frank discussion day, and I don't get to hear Commissioner Flowers talk much, but today she did, and it was good information. I appreciate the insight, so don't be so quiet next time.
So much easier.
Well, I thought it was a good discussion, so thanks to all.
Commissioner Olbert?
Again, want to thank y'all for y'all's time today. Looking back 10 years ago as those that sat together and had two commissioners screaming and yelling at each other and threatening to take each other outside. We've got 50 years of experience up here in this board, and this community, I think, is very fortunate that we've loved this community, and thank y'all for today's time. I'd also like to commend staff in regards to the NACOM announcement. Talking to the leadership with with 1888 Group, they said that that our staff were critical in making it happen, and we're very proud of y'all's sacrifices in getting it done. So, good job, team.
Okay, Commissioner Todd.
Other than echoing what everyone has said, we had a great retreat today at the Welcome Center, and we absorbed a lot, and hope we'll be able to do at least 3/4 of it.
Commissioner Flowers.
Everyone else has already spoken
Yeah.
for me, so. I'm good.
Power poles, big.
No comment? Yeah, it's hard to we'll end up duplicating everything everybody said. Thank you, everybody, for the dedication and time that y'all put in preparation for this morning's meeting. We had a long day of a lot of information. I know everybody was getting a little bit tired, but it did foster a lot of good discussion and gave us a good handle on how to explain to the community where we're going as a city and all the projects that we are doing, and it's exciting, and we do have an excellent group. If there are no further comments,
Motion to approve, motion to adjourn.
Second.